Welcome to the Making Plays Convo with me, J1, head of hip hop for Pandora. This is the place you find out the plays your favorite artists, influencers, and moguls are making and how they do it. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any exclusive content.
My brother.
My brother J1, what's good, my guy?
It's always good seeing you, man.
Good to see you too, my brother. How you been?
Man, I've been working. I've been blessed. No
Amen.
complaints, especially during 2020. I'm happy for another day.
For real. That's real talk right there, man. I'm happy to hear that you've been good.
Yeah, how about you, man?
Same here, bro. You know, keeping it safe. Trying to stay, with the whole COVID thing, keeping my family abreast and alert. My mom actually caught COVID, so.
Oh, damn. Is she doing all right?
Yeah, she's good. Thank God. She ended up pulling through. And
Okay.
she recovered. I had her all quarantined out, you know what I mean? Made sure she was in the care, and she's healed. So thank God for that. But just trying to keep it safe is the most thing we can do right now.
Well, I'm glad she pulled through. I'm glad she's doing all right. You looking lean and mean right now nowadays, bro. I see you. I see you, my brother.
Yo, you dig? I mean, look, man, your boy Shaft ain't no joke.
Yeah, shout to Shaft.
Shaft, man. Shaft been having me on the grind with the weight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shaft for that. It's important, he, kept it with me real, simple at first, and was like, we gonna go to the gym. And I got set up, of course, for the track. And if the gym's turned into the field and the football field and the soccer field and we're in the dirt roads, and I'm just like, all right, Shaq, I get it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take my time with it because I see you on some militant shit. I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna do it on my pace. And so far, I'm over 120 pounds down. So
wow,
that's a blessing. You feel
good
me?
for you, brother.
Thank
good
you,
for
bro.
you, man. I'm
You.
sure you probably feeling better too.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. A lot better. I didn't really realize how important health was. When you're so busy and doing everything, trying to take care of the family and hustling, you really don't realize, your health. The priority for me at the time wasn't health. It was get this bread. I got to take care of my family. You feel me?
Right.
And at that time, I wasn't really seeing how important it was to be healthy. But I had a real good brother like Shaft that put me to the side and he did the work with me, and that was dope to have. So I do feel great.
Shout to Shaft, shout to you, man. That's an incredible story, and it's definitely a testimony. So, we've been talking about 2020 being a wild year, but what did you have going on before things kind of shut down?
Man, before things shut down, I was really in the process of recording my project that's going to drop this fall.
Okay.
Which is called the X Project. I'm really excited for it. No Love is a track off of it.
Okay.
And pretty much I was just in a creative space. When it hit, the news hit, everything just shut down. You don't really got a choice but to be shut down. I have businesses. I'm in, a couple of barbershops that I had to close down as well to keep it real safe. And I was just creative zone. And thank God, that wasn't like me having to travel. I was in the middle of nothing like that. I was from the
right.
I was blessed for that. But before that, I was looking forward to hitting the road. Now it's like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? You feel me?
Yeah. No, that's real, man. I think you guys up in New York have taken it more seriously than anywhere else in the country,
Correct.
Especially here in Atlanta, where we're just wide open and people are kind of moving around like nothing is happening.
How's the vibe? Are they people really in the clubs outside?
No, they in the clubs. They in the clubs. But who am I to judge? I just tell people wear a mask if you're gonna go outside.
Okay, facts.
You feel me? But have you adjusted to everything?
I'll be real with you. Yeah, I really have. It's still, you always gonna get used to. Take some getting used to with the new, with the new phases coming in, and especially in New York, we in different phases out here because it was crazy in New York.
It was, yeah.
But I think I'm good right now. I think at this point in my life, just after I really watch the news a lot, I'm like a real big news person. I always want to know what's going on. And,
right.
I think because I was following it so much and learning everything about it, and my mom experiencing it. I feel like, yeah, I'm adjusted to it. I really don't have a choice but to be adjusted to it at this point.
So what does a typical day look like for you now that we can't move around how we were moving around? How are you operating, or how are you moving differently?
Right now, I'm straight in the trap with it, bro. I'm straight up with everything I got to do, but with a mask, my sanitizer. You feel me? I got
Yeah.
hella sanitizer all over the place. Everywhere you look, I got sanitizer, and I'm just living my life. Like I was in the studio the night before, and I'm in the booth. I'm chilling. I'm out the booth. I'm outside. I actually went to dinner on Friday.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. I was like, if I don't get out of this vibe, then I might never get used to it. You feel me? So I had to kind of just jump into it and tell myself, like, it's time for me to really just try to be safe and still live my life, because it was crazy being in the crib for that many days. But I don't know how you did it, but for me, I was like, all right, we gotta open back up. How
Absolutely. I mean, I buckled down and I just started exploring things that I either had left alone or kind of neglected. So just really focusing on online campaigns and digital media and doing stuff like this. I mean, these conversations and these interviews actually came out of the pandemic. So of course, you don't want to see people losing their jobs. You don't want to see people getting sick. You don't want to see people losing their lives. But I had to figure out how I'm gonna make the most of this situation at the end of the day, similar to what you're doing. But like you, I'm trying to find that balance of being outside, living your life, but also being practical and being safe. So I think it's a balance that we're all trying to find. But I want to go back to the beginning, because you started playing the piano at a very early age, 6 years old, and you wrote your first song at 13.
Correct.
What was it that really got you into music?
Okay, man. So I don't know if you can see my keyboard. Hold on, let me see if I can get y'all a little vibe. Hold on.
Yeah, get us a vibe, man.
Glad you asked. You feel me? So me being from the Caribbean, my mom's being Haitian and Dominican. Classical music was her thing.
Okay.
You feel me? So my mom, she kind of didn't really know any music but classical music when she came from Haiti. And she told me pretty much, because there's 5 of us, she was like, yo, you're going to play the piano, and if you don't want to play, you're going to die. So I was like, yeah, Mom Dukes was a gangster.
Damn.
It was 5 of us in New York City. You feel me? My pops wasn't around, so she had to be the mom and the dad.
Right.
She straight up told me, she was like, look, I didn't really have the finances to get you through college, so this is going to be your ticket. You feel me? So I started playing stuff like, stuff like this. Had a little shorty, you feel me?
Yeah.
She told me, like, classical music gets the shorties. So I'm in the school. I look at the shorty, and she was gone, bro. By the time I looked up at that shorty, she peeled out. So I'm like, I'm looking at my mom like, yo, Chopin don't get the girls, man. Lie to me. You feel me? You straight up lied to me. She's like, nah, it's a certain type of girl that like classical music. But I'm like, nah, man, I need them things. I'm in high school. I'm trying to get lit.
Right.
So now I find a little artist, you feel me, by the name of Brian McKnight.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You feel me?
Yes.
And I'm vibing with him, and I'm learning his songs, and this song Anytime was one of my favorite songs that spoke to me. I'm gonna sing it for your audience real quick.
I appreciate it. Let's go.
You feel me? I can't remember why we fell apart. That's something that was so meant to be. If y'all know the words, sing along. Forever is the promise in our hearts. Now the shorty I'm singing to, she open, you feel me? And more I wonder where you are. So I didn't even get a chance to get to the second chorus, the verse. You feel me? So I go back to the crib. I tell Mom Dukes, I'm like, look, what would it take for me to get into this R&B music and make you happy? Because, she was not playing with me. She's like, listen, you going to play what I want you to play. You're my kid, so you
Yeah.
it is what it is. So I buttoned backed up real quick, got back on my Chopin classical shit real quick. So just to make her happy. But she was like, if you go to college and then you learn how to really do the harmonies and the education and you give me a degree, then I'll let you rock. So I was like, that's easy. Feel me? I went and got me a full scholarship to college. At first I was trained at Juilliard, and being in that whole environment wasn't really my vibe.
Right.
It was cool to have the education, but it really wasn't my vibe. You feel me? I really wanted to be down with the R&B lane. I was like, that's me. After Brian McKnight was getting me all the honeys, you feel me? Stu was getting lit. You feel me? I'm mixing the classical with the R&B. I was just lit. I said, this could be my lane. So I wrote a song, my first original song called First Time.
That's right.
And First Time was my first big record that went national on radio. And it was real dope for me having that, coming out of a classical world and never even listening to R&B until Brian McKnight. And this was my first song that got the attention of Stevie Wonder and Brian McKnight. So I ended up looking up to my idols and then being endorsed by my idols with this song. And it just was wow. So I'm going to sing a little bit of that for your audience.
Let's go.
First time. Here we go. Turn on the lights so I can see what I'm doing, girl. I'm loving the way how you move. Oh, why'd you do that, girl? Minus those shoes, cause tonight I'm gonna be attraction girl. Attraction girl, I love my girl. Loving the way I rock your world. Pull on your hair cause you love it when I do that, girl. Tonight's a special night for us. It feels like having, girl. Work my way down for me to penetrate. Grab your waist, there's no place. Pushing till it breaks. Nothing like the very first time. My baby, I really love you. Oh, girl. Ain't nothing like the very first time. My baby, I really love you. Oh, girl, I really love you. Oh, girl. So, yeah, sure.
Okay, Josh.
That was my story. You feel me? I got lit. That was my first song playing for Stevie Wonder, which was a blessing.
Yeah.
And, that changed my whole life, sitting down with Stevie and, him telling me and singing that song with me and telling me that he wanted me to be an artist to change the world with my songs and help people get lit, but with a positive vibe and a message in music. And that was powerful. And Brian McKnight asked the same of me to do so. And I've just been grinding since then. But that's my whole story, how I got into music. I wasn't really supposed to be an R&B singer for my mom. And she asked, you asked her, I was supposed to be at Carnegie Hall. You feel me? With a suit and tie. You feel me? Nice little bow tie playing Chopin.
Bro, that is an amazing story. And the way you told it, infusing your vocals and your musical skills was awesome, bro. So I really appreciate that. And I have to ask, what is your creation process or your creative process like? Because especially somebody who is as skilled as you as in playing an instrument, playing the piano, how do you come up with the song? Do you kind of have like the melody or the song already in your head, or are you sitting at the piano and you're just playing around and then you start kind of singing with it? How do you create music?
It really changes. I like, sometimes like for my ballads, sometimes I would write them all in my head. Like First Time, I literally was moving from New York to Boston, and I was with a shorty at the time, you know what I mean? And I was really sad that I was leaving her. And that feeling and that emotion inspired me to write that song.
Okay.
But I wrote it all in my head. And I just knew the music by the time I got to the piano. When I got into my new apartment in Boston, I went straight to my piano and I just was filling out the chords for it. So it changes, sometimes it just comes, the instrumentation part of it might come to me first, and then I'll sit with it for a while and I won't touch it, and then I'll go back and put lyrics on it.
Makes sense. Now, how do you determine what songs that you end up keeping for yourself and which ones you give away? Because I know you've worked with a lot of people, and
Yes.
you're behind the scenes on a lot of big artists. And
Correct.
I'm sure there's some songs that you've written like, damn, that
Correct.
one was big for. I should have maybe kept that for myself.
That happens a lot actually, and what I've learned to do as a businessman too, because I minded the music business in college, was that you can't have everything. You feel me? Sometimes a dope song is I've learned to separate myself from songs and the artistry of joshx. So as a songwriter, you feel me? That's just me being a songwriter. And when I'm in that vibe, going into a project, knowing that I was tapped in to be a songwriter, then I automatically disconnect myself from those vibes. So I know don't get attached to it. But low key, I'll be like, shit, I just gave a banger to that guy. Low key, I'll be on that way. But it's good for me now because
Right.
either way, it's still your name, it's still your brand, and which is important to me. I really want to be known for a singer, songwriter, producer, and someone that helps develop artists around the world. That's my passion. That's what I've been doing from since I've been a kid playing music, and I plan on continuing that.
Facts, man. So you've worked with both singers and rappers.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, why do you think it takes R&B longer to break than hip hop?
I think right now, my opinion for a while has been that people like it's a crazy world we're living in. You feel me? And you turn on the news, you see what's going on, and I feel like the majority of what's being pumped is being mainly hip hop.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of dope R&B music out there.
There is.
But it needs to be given that same light and shine as the hip hop artists. And I'm not hating on nobody because I work with a lot of people. I love hip hop artists, boom bap.
Right, yeah.
I want people to know that I feel like it has to go back to that when R&B was on mainstream radio. And all of this, R&B, AC radio, like R&B was, Usher, you feel me? That's mainstream, you feel me? Like Chris Brown, like everybody that put out big records on the radio, it's just not supposed to be categorized as, this R&B record. And I feel like that's what's kind of not helping the situation. But there's a lot of dope artists out there that's putting out dope work. And I feel like it just needs to be given the same shot that the rappers are getting right now, because we need more love. A lot of things are, messed up. And I feel with more music like that's positive and teaching the youth about loving and not like, yo, I got it, I thought it out, I beat it, I hit it, woo, 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 woo. We'll get a little bit more of a positive vibe too with the world too. You feel me?
Makes a lot of sense, my brother. I will say this. Rap might take a shorter time for it to pop off. But I feel like if you get an R&B song that gets big, the shelf life is so much longer. It lasts forever.
It's timeless.
It's timeless, yeah. But you make a lot of sense, bro. So what's the rest of 2020 look like for you? When do you plan on dropping a project?
This fall, you could look out for it. I plan on dropping an official single off the project next month. Okay. And I'm gonna be shooting videos, learning this whole quarantine landscape. This is gonna be my first. I did my first photo shoot during this quarantine. I went shopping too. Shaft had a whole movie, open the Shaft. Shaft.
Shout to Shaft, man. Yeah, Shaft don't be playing, bro.
Yeah, it can't. He won't be himself if it's not a movie involved. So, boom, we was, a big store opened up, movie. I'm like, yo, is we in quarantine or is this normal? You feel me?
Yeah.
He got me in the loop with that. So I got videos to do. I got a lot of things like that I'll be preparing for, and really just putting on some virtual shows and showcasing my piano skills and my guitar skills, which I play guitar as well. And I like to just connect with my fans and get real personal. You feel me? That's what I'll be doing.
No doubt, bro. Well, I'm going to wrap it up on this question right here. Obviously, 2020 has been a roller coaster year for the entire world, but it's also been a year of self-reflection. I know I've learned a lot about myself, and other people I've talked to, they feel the same way. So what's something that you've either learned about yourself or life in general during this first half of the year?
That's a good question. I learned so many things, but one thing I've learned more importantly is to not take life for granted. Not take life for granted, because we've lost so many people. in this short term, like this short time, you know, from Kobe to, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
want nobody to press on this thing, but it's been so important for me to really realize time and life is so precious. And no matter how busy you are, you should always take the time out to holler at the people that are the most important to you and let them know that you're there, and if you need them, you'll be right there. And I've learned to be more accessible for the ones that I love in this first half of the year. Real talk.
That's a great thing to learn, my brother. Man, I really appreciate your time. I've enjoyed this
Appreciate
conversation.
you.
I enjoyed your story. I knew about it, but to hear you actually tell it and play it out, it's a whole different experience.
Thank you,
It shed
bro.
a whole new light on it. So again, I appreciate you, man.
I
If
appreciate
you're
you,
in here
man.
listening, make sure you stream that No Love. My
Correct.
man, let's support my man joshx, because he is a true R&B artist. He loves the craft. He lives it. He feels it, and he's really trying to do something positive. So let's support this man. And shout out to my man Shaft.
Yeah, dead shout out to my man Shaq. I appreciate
Sarita,
you,
what's
man.
up? Appreciate you, Sarita.
Yeah, Sarita, what up, what up, what up? I appreciate you for your time, J1 Love.
Yes, sir. Be safe, man.
Be
When
safe
things
out
open up
there.
and you get down to Atlanta, holla at me.
Real talk, one.
Yes, sir.